Okay, it's recording. All right. So, hi everyone. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Jordan.
And we have our instruments out today. So, we were just going to spend a little bit of time talking about our instruments and then play a little something real casual. And we can do more videos about our instruments in the future if people are interested. So, Jordan, do you want to start, or I can start, or it doesn't matter?
Yeah, I can start, no problem. So this is a flute. It has three parts. So this is the very bottom. This is the main body part of it. And then this is the mouthpiece. Then you just put it all together to make one long instrument. And it's a higher pitched instrument, but so it can go, this might be above low, but this could be a 3-octave instrument. So basically it can go from moderately low or slightly low to pretty high.
Sorry, Jordan. I just realized I should probably, when you start speaking, I should probably pin the video so they can see you bigger, because it's from my perspective, but I'll remember that for when you play. But this is my instrument, clearly very different from a flute. This is the violin. It's a stringed instrument. The string, there are obviously other stringed instruments, but the strings on this are the G string, the D string, the A string, and the E string. And depending on the fingerings, you can create different or play different notes by pressing down on the strings while also using the bow back and forth like this across this area between the fingerboard and this is the bridge. So there's the fingerboard where you have your hand up here and you're pressing down on the strings to make different sounds. And then these are the strings themselves. Pretty important for a stringed instrument to have strings. And this is the bridge, which kind of hold the strings up, and there's little notches in here to hold the strings up. And it makes it really taut so you can play across here. This is the chin. Little, I don't know the formal name, like a chin pad or something like that. And then this is the shoulder rest. This doesn't come with the violin. You purchase this separately if you need one. Not all people need one or want one. But I use one because it makes it more comfortable. And in my experience, most people use one for grip, and because the wood on the violin is kind of slick, so it slides around and it's uncomfortable. Oh, and one last part. This is the scroll up here, and this is where you tighten the strings and tune them. So if it falls out of tune, you wind it up again, so the strings are all in tune with, this is the G string, D string, A string, E string. If these become loose, then this pitch won't be at a G anymore. It will be lower. So you have to tighten them back up when they loosen. And the strings also need to be restrung when they get old as well. And this is the bow. And it's got synthetic hairs that when they come into contact with the strings makes the noise.
Just to go off of that, which is really interesting, James's instrument, the strings vibrate, and that's what causes it. So for mine, it's a woodwind instrument, so I have to use air from my mouth in order to produce a sound. And it's just how the air vibrates and travels through this, whereas his is how the string vibrates.
Vibration involved at all times with instruments because you need the noise. But Yeah, so do you want to play something, or I can, or
Uh, whichever you want.
okay.
Honestly,
I think I could play a little something. Um my violin might be a little out of tune, but I'll just play a little excerpt from a piece called Ashokan Farewell. Yeah, I'm a little rusty, but it takes a lot of practice, and learning to play the violin is really hard. So, um, yeah, I've been doing it for a while. It hasn't been easy to learn, but um, I'm glad I've been working with a teacher and I'm in the orchestra, so I've improved a lot over the years. But it's still hard and it's still challenging, but it's good to be challenged, and once you start to get comfortable with it, you'll have a lot of fun.
all right, so I guess I'm gonna play a little something. I've been playing for a while, but I haven't played recently, so it might be a little rusty. But I think I can play a short part from Aladdin. So if you've seen Aladdin, I think I can play like the first part of A Whole New World. So let's see how this goes. That's like the first little part of A Whole New World by Aladdin. So if you're a Disney fan, you can probably play a couple of other little Disney tunes.
That was wonderful. We'll have to, yeah, we'll take requests if you want anything. Like, I love Disney songs. Trying to think of like what would be some good ones to play. Like, what has I think Frozen has a really good soundtrack. I would like to, if they had a like sheet music available for that, I think that'd be really cool. Like Frozen 1 and 2 have great songs. And older Disney movies as well, like I'm trying to think of like the real good ones. Like, well, Under the Sea would be a good one.
Yeah.
Under the Sea. I'm not a good singer. I wish I were a good singer. I'm not. Yeah. So we're open to requests, and if you guys want to learn more about like these instruments, I know people are interested. We will be glad to talk about it more. So
Yeah, and if you want help with like learning to read music, that's also something that like we're relatively good at, which is just like a good skill if you ever want to get into music.
Yeah. It depends on the the clef that like I read in treble clef, but I don't know.
I also read in treble clef.
Okay.
I can read bass clef because I played oboe for like a year.
Yeah. So like some instruments just like the when the music is written, it's written in a different clef, which means that the notes don't. You know what? It's a little too complicated right now. We'll have to save that for a separate video. But all you have to know is that the violin and the flute are in the same, written in the same clef. So you could probably read my violin sheet music for the flute then.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe a nice little sight reading challenge.
Oh God, love those. Sight reading. I'm so bad at sight reading. Sight reading means it's kind of like your first time reading it, and there's like really no expectation for you to perform well because it's like you're unfamiliar with the music and you're just like running through it. And I've had to do that a lot over the course of like a couple of years. But when you go in for an audition, though, to do something, you wouldn't want to sight read. You have to practice and prepare, and yeah, no sight reading for auditions. I've had to do. Sorry.
Oh yeah. No, I had a couple of auditions that went that way. When I had to do state auditions, there was like a prepared piece, but they also expected you to be able to sight read. So they would literally have you like, it would be face down, you have to flip it over, have like a minute to like read it, try and, you know, like you couldn't note on anything because it was like the paper that they were using for everybody. And you just had to like just know and write it all and just like be like, all right, I'm ready. And so it's just like being able to like know your notes and stuff, but it was a piece you would have never seen before.
Yeah. I'm also like recanting my past with auditions, and some of my auditions have not been very fun. Like I've had to audition for Allstate a few times, which is like in Rhode Island, that's literally the whole state auditions to be part of this ensemble. And it's really hard to get into. And you're working like in a really small room with like one judge, and it's just like so nerve-wracking. And then I've done like different events like solo and ensemble where you go and it's not really like that. Like you're not auditioning, but you're not auditioning to be part of a group, like a chamber or an ensemble. It's just you audition and they score how well you perform, and then they give you like an award if you score really well. So I've done that and I've scored well. But they're always nerve-wracking and it's always awkward and uncomfortable. But if you just want to play for recreation, like you don't have to do that stuff. I had to do it because my orchestra director at school required it. So, but yeah, it was really nice, you know, kind of going over with you guys like these instruments and how they work, and we'll be happy to talk to you more about it and share more of what we know.
All right, thank you guys. And then if you have any requests for like songs you guys want, we're gonna try and do a duet for you guys. So
yeah, stay tuned.